All right, everybody, it is time. Let's get this thing started. First of all, thank you so much for spending a little bit of your Tuesday evening with me. My name is Steve Schultz. I am the Vice President of Global Sales with the Super Patch Company. And flat out, you guys, I cannot begin to explain the excitement that is happening with our company right now. Those of you who are guests, you're going to find out a little bit about the Super Patch Company here tonight and how you actually fit into it. But guys, we are literally having high hundreds of people joining our company every single day. And it's not going to be very long when I say, guys, we had over 1,000 people join our company today. That's where we're headed. And those of you who are guests, you're like, well, what the heck is this all about? Well, the reason we're growing so fast is because we are introducing a new technology. And a lot of times when something new, like a technology, is introduced and we don't quite understand it, we play it off as magic. It's like, wow, that's got to be a trick. I don't really quite understand that. Well, just because something, there's something that you don't understand, that doesn't mean that it's not real. And also, even though you don't understand maybe how the technology works, you can always enjoy the experience of using it. For example, and I say this every single week, this smartphone that I have in my hand right now, guys, I use this every single day, and I have no idea how it works. Okay. Sometimes I think it's magic because it does things that I didn't even know was possible. But I use it and I enjoy the experience with it every day. I jump in airplanes every single week, and I don't know how those things fly, but I certainly enjoy the experience of going from point A to point B in a very, very short period of time. I jump in my car every day. I don't know how that thing works, but it gets me from point A to point B. The point is, you don't have to understand everything about this technology to enjoy the benefits of it. Now, the reason I say all of that is because of this. I got involved in the networking profession 32 years ago, and I had a lot of success. Built an organization of more than 200,000 people, made millions of dollars in the process. And after 32 years, I had thought I had seen everything. Well, a little more than a year ago, I got a phone call from a gentleman by the name of Jay Dollywall. Now, you guys, Jay is the owner, the creator, the inventor of the Super Patch. But at the time, I had no idea who he was. He called me completely out of the blue, and he called me up. He introduced himself, and he said, a friend of yours from Toronto told me to give you a call. I said, who's that friend? He said, your friend Dan. I said, yeah. I said, I know Dan very well. I said, Jay, what can I do for you? And Jay said, Steve, I want to tell you a little bit about my company, and I want to know if you'd be interested in helping me build it. And I said, Jay, what do you do? Now, you guys, what I'm going to tell you here in the next 5 minutes is going to sound a little bit crazy. It's going to sound a little bit strange. It's going to sound maybe a little bit silly. And the reason I tell you that is because that is exactly how I felt when Jay explained this to me for the very first time. Why? Because I didn't get it. I didn't quite understand it. I said, Jay, tell me what you've done. And he said, Steve, I've invented a little patch. And he said, this patch is 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. I've got one on my arm right now. And he said, there's nothing on this patch. He said, there's no drugs, there's no supplements, there's no stimulants, there's no vitamins, there's no magnets, there's no stem cell anything. He said, the only thing that's on this patch is a pattern. And this little pattern has ridges on it. And when those ridges come in contact with your skin, it sends a message to your brain to fix things. And he said, I've got a patch to help people with balance, stability, and range of motion. I've got one for to help people sleep. I've got one to help people with pain. I've got one to help people deal with stress and focus. I've got one for weight loss. I've got one for cognitive decline, ADHD and ADD. And I'm sitting here and I'm listening to all of this, and I'm not kidding. I was rolling my eyes. I'm like, come on, this dude is wasting my time. This guy's trying to tell me that all I have to do is put this little patch on my arm that has nothing on it, and my pain's going to go away? It's like, come on, man. So I finally cut him off a little bit. I said, Jay, how long have you been doing this? He said, well, research and development for 12 years, but I've been marketing it now for 6. And I said, okay. I said, well, how you doing so far? He goes, well, I'm off to a good start. He said, today I've got 6 million customers. Yeah, that's exactly what I said too. I went, Jay, you have 6 million people that are using this technology? I said, what are you calling me for? I said, obviously you've got this thing figured out. He said, well, I'm off to a good start, but I want to get it to 1 billion people worldwide. And I said, okay. Now, as soon as Jay told me that he had 6 million people using it, I realized I was the one who had the problem. Guys, I'm the one rolling my eyes, and he's got 6 million people that have already used this technology. I'm the one who had a problem. So I finally said, Jay, I don't get it. How does it work? He said, can you come to Toronto? I said, yeah. So I flew up to Toronto. I met Jay. I met his corporate staff. And he said to me, he said, Steve, I want to prove to you how this technology works. Now, Jay chose his words really carefully. He said, Steve, I want to prove to you how this technology works. He didn't say, I want to show you how this works. He said, I want to prove to you how this works. And he never called it a product. He called it a technology. So he's going to prove the technology to me. So I said, okay. And he said, Steve, I'm going to do this little balance test with you. And I'm just going to kind of show you guys what he did to me. But he said, Steve, I need you to stand up and put your feet together. And then I want you to make 2 fists and put your one fist on top of the other fist, put it up by your chest. And he said, all I'm going to do is push straight down on your hands, on your fist here, and just try to resist me. Don't let me push your hands down, and just try to maintain your balance. I'm like, all right. So he pushes down on my hands, and he knocks me off balance with no effort whatsoever. So then he says, all right, I want you to put your feet shoulder width apart, put your arms down to your side, lock your elbows and make a fist. And he said, I'm just going to lift up on one of your arms, don't bend your elbow, and try to maintain your balance. I'm like, all right, I'm ready for him this time. So I'm ready to go. He lifts up on my arm, and he knocks me off balance with no effort whatsoever. So I'm like, all right. So then he says, all right, Steve, I want you to roll up your sleeve, and I'm going to put this Liberty patch on your arm. And he showed it to me one more time. He goes, look, there's nothing on this except this pattern. I'm like, all right. So I put the patch on my arm. I roll my sleeve back down. He goes, let's redo the balance test. So he, fist over fist, he pushes down on my hands, and he can't move me. You guys, he can't budge me. And I looked at him, and I said, how'd you do that? Because I thought he was playing a trick on me. I thought it was magic. I thought he was playing a trick on me. He didn't even answer me. He goes, put your feet shoulder width apart, put your arms down your side, lock your elbows, make a fist. He lifts up on one of my arms, and he can't move me. And you guys, I mean, he can't move me a millimeter. And I looked at him, I said, Jay, how are you doing this? He goes, take the patch off. So I ripped the patch off, I threw it on his desk, and he said, let's redo the balance test. He pushes down on my hands, he tips me right over. I put the patch back on, he pushes down on my hands, and he can't move me. I said, Jay, what is this? He said, neurotechnology. And I burst out laughing. I said, so now you expect me to go home and talk to my friends about brain technology? I said, how does it work? And Jay gave me this long scientific explanation. I said, dude, I can't talk like that. I said, I'm not a neuroscientist. I don't use those terms. How am I supposed to explain this to people? He said, here's how you explain it. And you guys, this is what got me. He said, Steve, I want you to close your eyes and hold out your hand. So I did. And he put a pen in my hand. And he said, what's in your hand right now? I said, it's a pen. He goes, how do you know? He goes, your eyes are closed. How do you know? I said, because I know what a pen feels like. He goes, exactly. He said, your skin is sending a message to your brain that says, this is a pen. He said, Steve, I could have put anything in your hand and you would have known what it was without looking at it. He said, I've just figured out a way to create a pattern. And when that pattern touches your skin, the receptors in your skin can read that pattern like a QR code, and it sends a message to your brain to fix things. And he said, the patch that you have on your arm right now fixes balance, stability, and range of motion. He goes, I've got one to help people sleep. I've got one for pain. I've got one for focus. I've got one for stress. I've got one for cognitive decline. I've got one for weight loss. And he's going on and on and on. One for addiction. And I looked at him and I said, so what you're telling me then is you have a drug-free, chemical-free solution for all of those things? He goes, yes. I said, I'm in. I said, I'm in. I said, I am 1,000% in. I said, Jay, I've been doing this for 32 years. I said, I've never seen anything like this. I said, you have no competition. Nobody in the world is doing this. I said, yeah, there's patch companies out there, but they have stuff on their patches where it's slow release into your skin. I said, I've never seen anybody do what you do. I said, Jay, you've got a product here that could literally change the world. And he smiled at me and he said, that's why I called you. I said, okay. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. Now, I want you guys to hear directly from Jay and how these patches work and how he explains it. And this video is 1 minute long. Here we go.
Hi, everyone. It's Jay with Super Patch. I hope everyone's having a great day. People are always asking me, Jay, how do these super patches work? So today I'm going to give you guys a high-level explanation. So first things first, every physical, emotional, psychological function has a corresponding neurocode in our brains. And these neurocodes, which are just messages, sometimes get stuck or damaged for 1,000,001 reasons, but that leads to poor health, poor wellness, and even poor performance. So after 12.5 years of research at Super Patch, we actually decoded these messages. We decoded the neural code that can help and control the neurofunction of physical, emotional, and psychological function. So every single Super Patch has a pattern and ridges in it. And when these ridges come in contact with our skin, the patch uses the receptors in and on our skin to send that message to our brain. And the brain decodes it. So every single Super Patch is generating a very specific signal that's responsible for a physical, emotional, or psychological function. And that's how the Super Patches work. So all 8 Super Patches have their unique QR code that's sending a unique message that our brain decodes. And that's why we can help with so many wellness, performance benefits that people are seeing. So till next time, you guys have a great day. Talk to you soon.
Guys, it's a QR code for our brain. Now, people have wellness needs and they have performance needs. People are looking for all of these things on the wellness side. They're looking for all of these things on the performance side. And how they're getting it is through everything on the right-hand side, through drugs and over-the-counter products and surgeries. Guys, we live in a world today where it is so acceptable to listen to people that we trust who say, take this drug, this drug, this drug, this drug, this drug, but you're going to have to take this drug to offset the effects of that drug. And we sit back and go, okay, that's fine, I'll do that. Guys, it doesn't have to be that way. Because when you look at what's going on the performance side and the wellness side, what people are looking for, we can give them that completely drug-free. Listen, if you have a headache and you take ibuprofen or Tylenol, your headache's going to go away. But what about the side effects? When you have a headache with us, I'm going to put a freedom patch on you, your headache's going to go away. And guess what? No side effects. None. Drug-free, it's instant and effective, it's easy to use, non-invasive, non-reactive, child-safe, pregnancy-safe, no diet changes, no lifestyle changes, and it's affordable. Here is the Super Patch technology in action. This young lady, her name is Brandy. She came to one of our meetings in Alabama a few months ago, and she had no idea why she was there. Somebody invited her to come and get this information, and we're doing a meeting very similar to this. And afterwards, she said, I have a really hard time going up and down stairs. Will this help me? And we kind of laughed and we said, yeah, let's have you walk up and down the stairs and you can feel the difference. Watch the difference in Brandy walking up and down the stairs. It's 1 minute long. Here we go.
How many years have you had an issue going up and down the stairs?
Since I was 33, I'm 46, so you can do the math, I can't.
13 years.
Thank you.
Go ahead, please be careful. Okay, I'm gonna put the Liberty patch on her right now. And she's gonna do all of that again.
And by the way, just walking up and down this many times, usually I'm in a lot of pain too, and that's not as bad.
This is her 3rd time doing it. There you go.
It's amazing. Utterly amazing.
It's amazing, utterly amazing is what she said. Now, guys, we've got one of these patches to help people with pain. We've got one for sleep. We've got one to help people deal with stress. We've got one for overall blood flow and overall health. This is a patch that I will never take off my arm. Why? Because I saw an experiment here with my very own eyes in Chicago. There was a doctor on stage. She asked somebody in the audience if they would volunteer to do a blood test, do a blood sample, and this young girl volunteered, and this is what her blood looked like. They did the test, and they put it up on the screen, and we actually took a picture of this. And when I saw this meant nothing to me. I'm like, I don't even know what this means. But the doctor said, look, the red blood cells are not round. They're not full of oxygen. They're all stacked up on top of each other. Poor circulation. They put a Defend patch on this young lady, waited 30 minutes, redid the blood analysis, and look at the result. Once again, I have no idea what that means, okay? But the doctor said, look, the red blood cells are perfectly round. They're full of oxygen. They're all lined up like they just came out of boot camp. And if you look at these two slides, I want my blood to look like this on the right as opposed to this on the left. And I will never, ever take this Defend patch off. I don't even know what this means, you guys. But all I know is that this looks better than that, all right? We've got one, Liberty. That's the performance one that Brandy was just demonstrating for you. We've got one for cognitive decline, ADHD, ADD. Imagine helping somebody with ADHD and ADD drug-free. No more Ritalin, no more Adderall. Think about that for just a second. Victory, this is athletic performance. We have a lot of professional athletes, college athletes, Olympic athletes, high school athletes that are using this technology. Nobody's afraid to use it because nobody's going to fail a drug test because there are no ingredients. Focus, we're going to help people focus. And I don't know why that slide is in there. Am I missing? No, I'm missing a couple slides in there. I don't know. Oh, well, there's the Ignite. These slides are obviously out of order. I don't know who's messing with my slide deck. All right, Ignite, we're going to help people burn more calories at rest. Kick It, we're going to help people with all of their bad habits. Okay, this is a patch to help with that. And then the Joy patch, this is simply a patch that will literally make the sun come out. If you're feeling kind of down in the dumps, put the Joy patch on and you can watch the sun come out. Guys, we've got 11 of these patches. All 11 have a different pattern on them, which means that you could wear all 11 patches at the same time. I told somebody today on the phone, I said, if you are a hot mess, you can wear all 11 at the same time because they're not going to short circuit one another. They are waterproof. You can exercise with them. You can shower with them. We just ask you to exchange them every 24 hours, okay? Now, the Super Patch technology, guys, I believe is the biggest breakthrough in health and wellness performance in the past 50 years, and we have no competition, okay? I just want you to think about this. Tell me a better solution than a drug-free solution for pain, or a drug-free solution for sleep issues, or a drug-free solution for cognitive decline. And you guys, the answer is there isn't anything better than what you are looking at right here with the Super Patch Company. So once again, 100% drug-free. We've got over 1 million people that are using the patches. You guys, these patches were just introduced to the world on January 14th of this year. And we already have over 1 million people using the patches. We have clinical trials, peer reviews, written up in medical journals. Jay says, listen, nobody has to take my word for it. Look what other people are saying about this technology. All the patches are made in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We are FDA registered. Okay, that's a big, big deal in the health and wellness arena. That doesn't mean that they endorse us. That simply means that they agree with everything that we're saying about our super patches. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee, and there's a 95% positive user rating. Now, Jay said that he wants to get this to 1 billion people worldwide, and he needs our help. Okay, so the second reason that you were invited to jump on this Zoom with us here tonight is to find out about the income opportunity that goes with this. If you want to go out there and share this technology with the people that you care about the most, you've got the ability to do that. Okay, you can become what we call an associate, and it's only $50. Okay, and you're going to get everything that you need to build a successful business. But for $50, you get $75 worth of patches. We're going to give you a 28-pack of Liberty. That's the balance test one. And we're going to give you a 4-pack of the Freedom patches, which is for pain. All right, so you have absolutely nothing to lose when you become an associate because you're getting $75 worth of our product. Plus, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee anyway. Now, when you enroll, you have the opportunity to buy the patches at a really deep discounted price. After enrollment, you can't get them at this price. So it's your choice. You can buy this Super Patch sample launch kit. It's $360 worth of patches for only $225. You can get this kit over here. It's a $600 value for $375. You can get this mega launch kit. There's $1,320 worth of patches in this kit for $600, or you can get our new Founders Pack, okay? There's only about 100 of these left, okay? There's only 500 total. We announced this last Saturday. There's only about 100 of these left, but you get a ton of stuff in the Founders Pack. Now, you don't have to get any of these if you don't want to. You can just come in for $50 if you want to. But I always tell people, you're going to buy patches anyways. You might as well get them at a deep discounted price, and you can be what is considered one of 500 founders in our business here in North America. All right, you guys, I want to open this up to everybody else, okay? Let me stop my share so I can see everybody. My job was to just kind of tell you a little bit about the Super Patch Company and the technology and actually how I got started in it. But the real presentation starts now, okay? Because when you hear some of the testimonials from people, you guys, you just sit back and go, how can that possibly be? But we know it's real. We know this thing is real. I got a text message from somebody that I got the patches to the other day. And she sent me this message literally 5 minutes before we started tonight. She goes, are you sure this isn't psychosomatic? She goes, I put the Freedom Patch on my hip and my hip stopped hurting immediately. She literally just sent me that text message 5 minutes before we started this here tonight. So guys, we have thousands, hundreds of thousands of testimonials like that. Lori Radecki, jump in here, share something with us, girl.
Yes, so I have a friend that his niece got put in the hospital about a month ago, fell down at school and had a bunch of problems. They didn't know what it was. She's 11 years old. And they ended up saying that she has diabetes and already becoming insulin dependent, like that. It was crazy. And so they were all floored. She's very healthy, very, athletic little girl. And so I told him, I said, you need to bring her to me and let me put these patches on her. So 11 years old, she's checking her numbers all by herself and everything. They're running in the 500s. Came and met with me. I did the little balance test on her and she was so excited. She was going to be able to be stronger than her brother. But then I put the Defend patch on her and the Flow because her uncle told me that she has some different cognitive things going on too. And so I put those three on her and she checked her numbers 20 minutes later, just a couple hours before they were in the 500s, and it was at 3:30, and then later on that evening it was at 3:25.
Wow. And for those of you who don't know, Lori is she's been promoted in our company 5 times. She literally sends me stories like that every single day. She'll send me a text message, she'll send me an email, because she cannot stop talking about this. So Lori, thank you so much for sharing that. Carrie Helms, jump in here.
Hey there. I had a lady that wanted to try out our pain patch at church, but I just had a vendor event, so I was completely out of Freedom. And you guys know that's rare. So there was a lot of people that I've pain patched at that event. So I said, let me show you how it works, and I'll bring you a Freedom patch later. She had some kind of bowel obstruction surgery, like maybe a month ago, and she was still recovering, but she's been hurting in her stomach ever since. Okay. So I went ahead and did the demo on her to show her how it worked, and then told her I'd bring her a Freedom patch later. So we're standing there. She loved the demo and she goes, I need to put this on my mom. So she got her mom out. It was on Father's Day. I did the demo on her mom also. And so that was all of like 2 minutes. And she goes, hey, Carrie, my stomach's not hurting anymore. And she's like feeling where it is. And so I absolutely love that, like, even our Liberty patch, it just puts everything where it's supposed to be. And that helped her. I was like, oh my gosh, this works so good. I just love it.
Good stuff. I absolutely love it. Liz, jump in here.
Hi. Mine's kind of a repeat, but I'm dying to show it off and prove it, because I've had so many issues in the past, of course, with all my allergies. Again, I've still been able to eat apples, and I'm loving it because I can take a bite out of an apple, eat it, and I am having no reaction at all. Before it was just a lowered reaction. Right now, I'm not having any reactions. Usually by now, I'm already choking, coughing, all kinds of stuff. The other day I ate a cookie. I wasn't supposed to, but I ate a cookie with a walnut in it. I'm allergic to tree nuts. So why can I eat walnuts in a cookie?
So-
The thing I would say is I'm wearing the Defend patch all the time. I've got them on my ankles. I'm having the time of my life. This is awesome. I can eat foods that, I mean, fresh apples. Who can say no to a fresh apple? My granddaughter, her foot the other day, she was hurting so bad. I thought I'd have to take her to the ER. And I was like, oh no, she can barely walk. And then I was like, oh, duh, put a pain patch on her. And so I put a pain patch on her and she was jumping around, dancing, spinning, all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, girl, you're not going to the doctor. You're fine.
Liz, I absolutely love your enthusiasm. I absolutely love it. Your smile is contagious. So thank you so much for sharing. Neha, am I pronouncing that right? Neha? Help me out with that.
Yes, it's Neha.
Hi, Neha. Jump in here.
Hi. So, hi everybody. I am a new associate. Crystal Green got me. We've been friends for years and we've been talking just recently with the Super Patch company, and I wanted to try it because I have cerebral palsy, a more common childhood disability that affects, for me, it affects all my 4 limbs. I have quadriplegic cerebral palsy, and so right now I'm wearing Liberty Focus, and I had Peace on, but I'm out of Peace, but I'm waiting for my shipment. So those 3 are my favorite. For Liberty is actually helping me with my core muscles, my spasticity and spasms, and kind of movement in my limbs. Obviously, you can see that I'm in a wheelchair and I have some cognitive delays, and also I have some eye movement strabismus. So it is helping me focus, it is helping my core muscles and overall, and it's helping my mental health to the Peace Patch. So I love it. It has been 5 days, maybe 6 days, and I haven't taken off except to change the patches. So I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, that is, you are a tremendous success story. You don't need any presentation at all. You just go tell your story to anybody that will listen. You go tell that story, and I guarantee you, you're going to pique people's interest. So thank you so much for sharing with us. Olga, jump in here. Hi, Olga.
Hi, guys. Oh, shoot. I'm just so taken by Nana, or what that lady, that girl with the, I'm just, I just have a choke. I'm just choking for gratitude for everything that it's actually working. And so I just want to share something about myself, that today I had a kind of rough day, and I was, when you go through the day, and just, it's nothing tragic, but it's something kind of ignite me in the wrong way. And all day I had this like a knot in my stomach, because I was upset. And plus it was rain all day, and just kind of altogether was gloomy. I thought, well, okay, I got a joy patch. I put it on outside of all I'm wearing about 5 patches a day. Defend for sure, Flow for sure, just for prevention. Ignite because of the problems. And I just put the joy patch, and I just kind of didn't feel anything. But then I put a Peace patch in addition. I thought, well, I still need something. So in the literally maybe 20 minutes, that stomach, what is this, that knot dissolved. And I thought, you know what, after all, it's not the end of the world. So, and I feel good. So it means if it helped me in a regular day, in a regular person, nothing tremendous. It means for people who have it every day, so how that could work. So I'm really grateful. Thank you.
Olga, thank you so much for sharing that. I love to hear stories like that. Where is Freddie Perez? Freddie, jump in here, buddy.
Hey, thanks so much, Steve. But listen, I just got to say, knowing Jay's heart, see Nia's story, she's one of the first of those billion reasons why we're all here, right? Absolutely, right? So my little story is, I've got a granddaughter, 14 years old. She plays golf. She was in a tournament this weekend. 90-something degrees out there, 2 o'clock, she's out there teeing off. So I took over Victory, and I took over, let's see, what else did I send over there? I took her Victory and Liberty. That's what it was, right? So she tells me, Papa, listen, I don't know if I can do this yet, right? Because I got the PGA guys here. I said, no worries, babe. Take them home with you. Well, she practices every day. Right before this call, she called me. Now, her sister plays soccer, but she plays golf. She says, Papa, I wore both them patches. My tee was another 100 yards than her best. And she said, I'm not going to give my sister. Can you bring us some more? Right. And so, yeah, no, the beautiful thing is here too, right? I mean, we can have children. What is it, like 2 years, 102 years old? Yeah. They just simply work. So a true blessing. And again, Nia, thank you so much. I mean, I wasn't sure I was going to be able to come on here. I was tearing up a little bit, but thanks, Steve. Back over to you.
Freddie, great stuff, brother. Great stuff. Thomas Parker, are you there? You got your hand in the air, but I don't see you. Thomas, are you there? All right, Gayleen, let's jump over to Gayleen. Gayleen, jump in here. Last one, you guys, last one.
I got to unmute myself. I'm going to share a story about my husband. Sorry, this is very emotional for me. My husband's been out of pain meds for the last 5 or 6 days. That's a Loratab, a gabapentin, morphine. He takes it because he's had colon cancer, back problems, and he has been using the Kick It and been able to get rid of the addiction.
Wow.
I had my husband back. His brain is coming back because he's not fogged up with all the medications. It's amazing.
Gayleen, you keep, every time that you tell that story, you know, your husband seems to be getting better every single day. And the tears of joy that you share with us, they're obviously right from the heart. And, you know, you got 150 people on this Zoom right now that are pulling for you. And, you know, those of us that are already in this business, you guys, we know what these patches do, you know? And those of you who are guests, please understand that our job tonight is just to give you information. It's your job to act on it. You know, these stories are real. I have no idea who's going to give a testimonial every Tuesday on these Zooms. But these are all stories from the heart. These are all real people, you know? I often say that we're in the right place at the right time a lot. But the problem is we don't often recognize it. I need you guys to realize that you are in the right place at the right, and I'm talking to everybody on the Zoom right now. I'm not just talking to the guests, all right? We are in the right place at the right time. Okay, first of all, you got to know that. But every single one of you that's watching this right now, you got to recognize it. You got to recognize it. And we all have a problem right now. Everybody on the Zoom right now has a problem. And that is, we know about this. And if we don't go share this with the people that we care about the most, shame on us. Shame on us. You know, get this technology on the skin of people that you care about. Don't worry about the income side of it because that just comes naturally. But if you can go out there and help people, guys, everything takes care of itself. And when Jay was talking about helping 1 billion people, yeah, we need 1 We need an army. We need an army of about 1 million people that are out there sharing this technology. And we've got about 50,000 so far. We're 50,000 out of 1 million that we're looking for. And so go share this with other people, all right? And realize that you are in the right place at the right time, but most importantly, recognize it. Those of you who are guests, do not go to sleep tonight with a question. There's not a single question that we don't have an answer to. I've been doing this for 33 years, and I've never seen anything like this. I'm more excited about this opportunity than anything I've ever done in the past 33 years, and we've had tremendous success. We've got people on the Zoom here tonight who have built hundreds of thousands of people in their organizations and made multi-million dollars a year. And they've jumped over to the Super Patch Company because they know how big this thing is. If you're a guest, don't go to bed with a question tonight. Get together with the person who invited you, get all of your questions answered, and I know you're joining us either as a customer or as an associate tonight, so let me be the first to welcome you to the Super Patch Company. Thanks, everybody. You guys have a great night. Thanks for joining us.